G'day, welcome to Epona Lifestyle Beanbags. I just want to run through a few of the safety tips and points that we've built into our beanbags to make them as safe as possible. You'll notice first, when you get your beanbag out of the packaging, you'll notice that there are no little tags on the zips. Now that's not because they're broken or because we've just used cheap zips or anything like that. We've used the best we can. You'll find, however, it's an Australian law where you can't sell beanbags with the little tag on there because of the risk of a child opening it up and suffocating on the beans. So therefore, there are no tags on the zippers so that you can move them. Instead, you have to use a paper clip or a similar object, a small object that you can poke through the hole, and then it'll unlock the zip and allow you to move it. So when you buy your beanbag and go to fill it, make sure you've got a good, strong paper clip or similar device on hand for that. That's the first major safety point. Second one is that we've got an inner bag that's built in, or that's that you put in inside the strong and lovely looking outer cover. So the inner bag is there for two reasons. One, it just gives a little bit more support in the beans and helps it hold shape. But the other is so that if there is a rupture, if there was a damage to the bean bag, if a seam was to go, if the zip was to go, or any other thing so that the bean bag ruptured, you haven't got all the beans going straight out as a hazard for someone to suffocate on or to go into the environment and cause all those sorts of problems. So there's our second safety feature. Another one, again, with the inner liner that we have, the inner bag within the beanbag, you'll notice that particularly for pool-based beanbags, we have got mesh liners as opposed to the polyester fabric in there. So those the mesh liners are designed for the water to go in and out, because what we found initially, when it was a very waterproof fabric, but the seams would allow water to just seep inside when you're floating on your beanbag, so that when you go to move and pull the beanbag out, you might have 50 litres of water in your beanbag, which is very heavy and difficult to try and move out. And you'll damage your beanbag, you'll damage your back, and it also poses a bit of a safety hazard there. So we've got mesh liners there specifically in the water-based beanbags. And if you plan on buying a different beanbag and putting it in the pool, give us a call, let us know. We'll be able to organise a mesh liner for you so you can put that in the pool. There's another point there. So another point there, you'll notice if you have a look at the seams there, most or all of our seams are at least double stitched. Some of them are triple stitched to make sure that just to give extra protection so that those seams won't rip or open up and let the beans go. So there's another factor. We've spent a bit of extra time and effort there to make sure that we've got the best fabric and that they're sewn together as well as we can. We also use a UV resistant thread. That's an important thing. UV resistant thread so that that's not going to perish over time and pop. And we've gone to a lot of effort to find the best possible olefin fabric, which is a specific outdoor fabric that's going to last for a long time. The olefin fabric, it's a lot more expensive than other fabrics, but it's designed as a dedicated fabric that can handle the sun, and it's going to last you a long time in there without perishing and ripping or degrading and fading, all of those different things. Other things you'll notice that we've got, there's a lot of safety labels that are sewn onto your beanbag. Don't just rip them off and throw them away. Please read them, at least before you rip them off anyway. But yeah, read those safety labels and be aware of them, because beanbags, as innocuous as they may seem, they do pose a few hazards. So make sure you read those safety warnings on those labels, and also on the brochure that we've got, or the piece of paper that comes with your beanbag in the packaging when you first get it. Check the back and just look at those safety precautions on there as well. Now, I suppose the last couple of things on the base, we've got a really thick and really strong textiline base that we put on the bottom of the bean bags, so that if your bean bags often will be sitting on really abrasive surfaces, so when you're moving them around, that's going to be far more resistant to that abrasion, and it's not going to wear and wear out and end up getting a hole in your bean bag. So we've got that really tough material on the bottom, and another really good feature that we have with our filling bags. They've got the zip and tip feature, so that when you're filling them, when you buy our microbeans, you can zip the microbeans onto the liner and then tip and pour, and there'll be no spilling, and you don't have all of the little beans going everywhere and possibly out into the environment or causing havoc elsewhere. I'm sure there's plenty of other things to talk about, but thank you very much for watching today. I hope that's given you a little bit more of an idea of some of the features that we've built into the bean bags and how we go about trying to make them as good as we possibly can. If you've got any questions, please give us a bell, send us an email or a message, and we'll love to be able to help you out and make your experience with the Epona lifestyle bean bags as good and as comfy as we possibly can. Thank you. Life's better in a bean bag.